Hi there guys, welcome back. What we're going to do now, I'm going to show you what I've done in terms of the layering system. So I'm going to go here, File, and I'm just going to open a file that I already have ready with that. So it's this one, number 2. So I open this, and I have should have all the layers. Come on guys, where are you? There you go. And this is the painting that I've done, okay? So I painted individually in all these guys here, every single one of these layers. So, what you're going to do is I'm going to deselect all this, and I'm just going to leave one of these, like this, open. The rule is, guys, whatever you have in this folder, obviously everything, this is what you have originally. You're gonna have this guy here. So whatever you do between here and here is up to you. However you wanna paint it, however tools you wanna do, however you're gonna do, it doesn't matter. As long as then whatever you do here, merge it together, create this, which is the actual painting. Look what the painting looks like. The painting here. I think you press Alt here. You should know this. Then you press Shift, disable. This is the painting, this is the image, however you did it, okay? Whatever happened, doesn't matter, okay? And I think actually, I just remember something that I forgot to tell you is that before you start painting, take this image or take this file and then go into image size and then increase it. At the moment, I increase it to 4,000 pixels because you will have more pixels to work with. If you leave it at 1080 by 1920 by 1080, then you will have less pixel to work with. So you will start seeing things that get a little bit blurry, and you can start seeing pixelation. So try to, I did it here just as an arbitrary number. I just put 4,000. You can put more if you want, but obviously the more you put, the more memory, and the bigger the file. So what you have to do is just obviously be reasonable. 4,000 pixels is like a reasonable amount. Make sure that this is locked, so every time you put a number here, the height is fixed appropriately with the width, so you will not have pixels that stretch. So it needs to be keeping the same pixel ratio than 1080 by 1920 by 1080 has, which I think is a 69 ratio. So that's one thing that you need to do, okay, before you do that. So, okay, going back to this, I disable this stuff here, and then whatever painting, like I said, whatever painting you do here, and if you're painting your stuff around, and then you're doing all the painting, blah, 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 every time you create a mask, and then whatever you paint, make sure that you add that mask to this. You see, this is the original mask. See, this is the original mask. You see how blocky it is? That's because it's a render from the Maya scene for the geometry. But look at the new mask. The new mask has all this stuff here. Now I can potentially go here and make sure that let's do this. Here, make sure that you don't have this white line there, so you can just go and paint it out. But whatever you're doing here, always, if you're cutting out something from the geometry or from the painting, make sure that whatever cut you do, make sure that you add that to the top layer here, to this guy here. Okay, it's very important. So, once you do that, and you just have this, okay, so this is your painting, blah, 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 all that stuff. So you see that this doesn't matter because this is going to be overlapped with the other stuff on top. Then you make sure that you rename it accordingly. So this is the folder, and this is this. So I put foreground rock4 underscore RGB. So it means that this layer only have RGB, red, green, and blue. And then what you do is go into here. So you pretty much press Alt, get this, okay, and that's your mask. So what you do is you take this, you right click on it and set add master selection, okay, you go here, you create probably a new layer, okay, a new layer. I'm gonna fill it with black. I think it's called, but I'm gonna disable this first. So I'm gonna take this, okay, and I'm just gonna take I think this, right click, select inverse, and then fill it with black. So I go a layer that is only black, okay, and then I create a new layer with that selection still on, and I fill it with white, okay. Oops, not that one. I need to invert it first. So I'm just gonna go here, say invert selection, and then I put it with white. So you see that layer here, okay. So I have a black layer and a white layer. Select these two, and then you just say merge layer, and then you take that. You see that layer now. I'm gonna delete it because I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna delete this layer here. Now I have this layer already here, which is pretty much that. Control D, deselect, and I'm gonna name it exactly the same as this one, the foreground rock underscore 4 underscore alpha A. So I know that when I pipe that data inside Nuke, I will have a red and an alpha equivalent for that, or red, green, and blue, and an alpha equivalent for that. And then you do that for all of them, okay? So the what's it called? The key here is to make sure that whatever painting you do, it could be 1 layer, 2, 5, 6, 7 layers with adjustment layer, whatever you're doing, subgroups, doesn't matter. As long as you merge that into a single layer on top of this, and then name it, whatever name it is, the folder, and the RGB, and then whatever cutout you did to this painting in terms of the edges, or add it or take it out, make sure that is that added to this layer as well, so it cuts it out properly like this. Then you make a copy of that, like I just showed you, and then make a layer, and then you create that as an alpha, and you do that for all of them. So then you will have this, okay? You don't have to have it on, by the way. So you got this, then you put it on. You see that's the layer for that, okay? Notice here that this guy got the edge as well, which is exactly the same as what happened here. Okay, you see that edge is there. That's what I got that layer from. Created my alpha, ROG2, RGB, alpha, all that stuff. Went the same here, you see. And then you do it for all of them. And then you will have all your layers. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it here, okay? And then I'm going to go into Nuke in the next video. And then I'm going to show you how to bring that element here. And then give you a test render. And then after that, guys, it's a matter of just going back and forth until you get your painting done. And that's it. Obviously, here, guys, it's something that does in 10 minutes. It looks appalling, but it's just for you to, to exemplify what it has to be done. The same go with all these, okay? So I'm just gonna close this, and then I'm gonna go back later on with Maya, okay? With Nuke, sorry. All right. Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.